Welcome back to another episode of Make a Living. Today we have a Sister Catchup episode with Drew. I know everyone loves these episodes, so I'm excited to have her on. Enjoy this Sister Catchup with Drew. Hey! What is that gorgeous background? I asked that before. Oh, Mom made it for you?
Yeah, these are the curtains Mom made.
Oh.
Is behind you, is that like a wooden figure?
Oh, this is actually the chair from Grandma Mary.
Oh.
May she rest in peace. Yep. One of the
What
things I inherited. And also look at this gorgeous new water bottle I got at the conference.
Oh, wow.
Gorgeous.
Yeah,
And then I
how
got
was...
these Uggs slippers.
Ugh, so jealous. And that beautiful bag.
Beautiful bag. So how was the conference? Yeah, so we can just jump right in.
Well, I was gonna say, how was Viva
Las Vegas? It was good. So yeah, we can jump right in. Welcome back to the podcast, Drew, Sister Catchup. This is going to have to be a one and done because it's Saturday night and I've got to release this Sunday morning. I went to Vegas on Monday. Quite the journey after to get out there with the snowstorm. The flight I ended up getting out on was the 6th flight after 5 cancellations. So I was working on getting out there starting Sunday morning at 6 a.m. And that's no way you want to spend your Sunday. No, frankly, nor your Saturday afternoon, because I had to be ready, packed to go, ready to go at like 4 a.m. But the 6 a.m. was canceled. The 8:30 a.m. was canceled. The 8 p.m. was canceled. The next Monday morning, I had that same 6 a.m., that same 8:30 a.m., both canceled.
Oh,
so what I did was on Saturday midday, or Sunday, I found a Southwest Airlines connecting flight through St. Louis that would get me there at a decent time to begin the conference activities. I did a lot of background research on the plane, and I realized the plane was already in New York because the flight the day before was canceled, so it didn't need to get in from anywhere. So that was, of course, with airline travel, that's always the thing. It's like, well, where are they coming from? And the storm impacted most of the country, so a lot of people were struggling, but I had literally no problem, no delay. It was great. I had a nice little sit-down lunch by myself in the St. Louis airport, and I'm fully convinced I was sitting next to a couple that was having an affair. Because the man, I know, the man was not wearing a wedding ring, and the woman was, and they met at the wine bar cafe in the St. Louis airport and embraced, huge hug, kiss. And then we're both talking about their respective like packing journeys and like getting to the airport. And I was like,
suspicious.
I was like, I can't think of any scenario where this is not a scandal.
Ugh,
and they were on my flight also to Vegas. So
yeah.
I don't really know what was going on with that. If she wasn't wearing a wedding ring, I would have just thought they were dating. But crazy. So anyways, yeah, it's so funny. I was just thinking about before this, like, not that anyone's ever wondered. No one's ever said, is Brit an extrovert? Is she an introvert? It's always been pretty crystal clear that I'm an extrovert. But going into the trip, you know, the whole week leading up, or even like 2 weeks leading up, I'm like, oh my God, you see so many people. It's like thousands of people. It's so much networking. Well, second I get there, I am high on life. I'm on. I walk in, hey, everybody. And it's like, I'm just like bursting at the seams. Like, even when I got back to the office.
That's good, right?
It is, but it's like, why don't I remember that? Like, why do I dread it before? And then I get there. But honestly, it's so overwhelming to me of how much excitement is inside me, of just like energy from the people that I like feel like I can't, like, I feel like what Taylor Swift talks about, like coming down from her shows. Like, I get back into my room and I'm like buzzing. Like, even like when I got back to New York and I was in the office, I just was like buzzing with energy. Yeah, a little pep in my step. So Yeah, so it was good.
That's
And
crazy
crazy.
that
It's
you
not
get
even
that
like
much energy.
I know. It's not even like I'm like, oh, I'm going out super late. Like these conferences are crazy. Like you are on from like 7 a.m. to like if you people I mean it's in Vegas. I don't, you know, stay out late, but you could if you wanted to. So even without doing that, I'm still just like I feel like I have like 15 people that I met that I want to like reach out to and like,
Yeah.
you know, grab coffee with and all that.
Yeah.
Um, so that was good. And
Mm,
then, and I do want to, of course, get to you. I'm just kind of going.
of
So also
course.
for the listeners, Drew and I haven't talked in a little bit. We haven't talked about a week. So this is really a true sister FaceTime session.
Mm,
I'll just keep
okay.
winding into my next topic, which is
Mm.
the come down of of that high of a week. Not that it was a high because it was like I was working, but
Right.
like then I'm like, oh, great, like weekend to catch up. Like I don't make any plans,
Yeah.
whatever. And like I live alone and, I'm in New York. It's a big city. I was excited again for the weekend alone, but then
It
it's,
comes and it's lonely.
it comes. And then what I think it is though, and like I've had a great day. I've done my workout, I've cleaned, I've done laundry, I've caught up on work, I could just relax and watch a show, but it's the self talk of like, Britton, this is lame. You should be hanging out with people. You're
Yeah.
31 years old. Like,
Hmm.
this is your life. Like, a lot of my friends are in much different stages of their life. They're like out with their kids, they're, living with someone. And then I just say, okay, let's just not let ourselves have that negative self talk or like, I should text someone, I should reach out to a friend.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's like, I know you deal with it too, so I wanted to talk about it.
No, of course. And it's so tough. I mean, I think I deal with it. I definitely deal with it sometimes. I think you also just deal with you have like the mom syndrome where you can't really sit still because you feel guilty for like having a chill day. And you also don't really like watching TV or consuming media besides YouTube. So you can't like spend a day watching TV. But no, the guilt or the shoulds of, oh, I should be hanging out with someone. I totally face that too. And it's really tough. And for me, I have been
It's so
feeling
tough.
of just basically the only person I've seen, I feel like, since Christmas is Alex, my husband. I have not really hung out with anyone else. And I feel like that's bad.
Right. Of course, in my opinion, lesser of guilt when you live with someone or you're like, because you're
Right.
like, okay, this other human is also not doing anything besides this. So it's like
Right.
an immediate feedback of like, this isn't that weird.
For me, and I don't think this is the same for you, but you were maybe getting at this because I work from home, where
Mm,
I think that's the bigger problem is I feel personally like I'm becoming a hermit in that it's just also hard for me to motivate to do things outside of the apartment because it's like I never leave, even though I
hmm.
want to. I don't know, but I don't shouldn't be so hard on myself.
We just need to stop being hard on ourselves.
Right. And it definitely isn't weird. And especially for someone you like you said, you even if you didn't travel last week, if you're just going to the office every day, you have a job that's, like a
Right.
demanding job, it's perfectly normal to have a weekend alone, but
Yeah.
it's easy to let the shoulds get you.
No, you're right. Okay. Well, speaking of just like life, how are your habits, your healthy habits going that you've been trying to implement?
They're not going great, I would say. I'm just still in a struggle of the habit building. I basically have decided I was trying to focus on too many things. So I was like, okay, first I'm just going to focus on working out and trying to cook a little more, like do some more meal prep and just, yeah, get back in the kitchen a little bit because I let Alex do a lot of the cooking.
Back in the kitchen.
Yeah, I think just my problem in general is on,
Well, why don't you talk through like the three healthy habits you were trying to implement, which were cooking, working out in the morning, and cutting sugar.
my my mind is extremely powerful and hard. Like I know brains are trainable, like that's how habits form. but I listen to myself too much. So, for example,
Mm.
one habit I was trying to get into on the working out front is naturally I'm the kind of person that likes to work out in the morning. And if I don't work out in the morning, it's really hard for me to motivate to do it after work. I start working pretty early because a lot of my coworkers live in Europe, so I like to start around 7:30ish, so that I can just have a little more overlap with them during the day. And so I was like, okay, in order to uh work out in the morning, that means I need to wake up at 5:30, 5:45, get to the gym by 6 a.m. And I can't help myself. I bought specifically an alarm clock to plug in away from my bed, so I didn't put it on my phone. I had to get up. I get up, turn the alarm off, and what I should do is keep walking to my dresser and put on my workout clothes that I've already laid out, and instead I go right back into bed. And it's just like, what is my problem? I can't the voice in my head that's saying like, "Oh, just go back to sleep. You can work out in the afternoon," is so powerful, and it's really hard for me to say no to it.
One, I will say, is that like the more you do it, you quickly realize that that tired feeling goes away in like 45 seconds. At least it does for me.
Yeah.
Like, yes, the voice is loud, but like within a minute of once you're standing and like getting the clothes on, you're kind of like, maybe not 45 seconds, maybe like 4 minutes, especially if you have hot coffee.
Right.
But this is what we talked about is you need to change your whole identity. You need to literally be like, oh yeah, I'm someone like it's a non-negotiable for me. Like I work out every single morning. I love it. I'm like such a fitness guru. Like I'm like so fit. Once you're at the gym, like you swipe your badge or whatever and you're in there, how do you feel?
Well, it depends on what I'm doing. One of my specific workout goals, because I feel like everyone's talking about it right now, is to try to incorporate more strength training into my routine. I'm more of like I go on the Peloton or maybe would go to Pilates very infrequently. So now I'm trying to do some strength training. And if I'm doing that, I find it so unbelievably boring that that's
Hmm.
challenging for me.
More boring than running for 3 miles?
Kind of. Yeah, I don't know.
Yes, and I would add to like other tactics are one, don't leave like if it's so hard to leave your apartment in the morning, 20-minute YouTube video in your guest room on the
Right.
mat or Peloton, which is in your apartment, and just roll onto that bike and just start moving those legs.
I think my biggest thing and focus is I need to get myself out of the apartment. Like
Yes.
I just don't leave. I mean, it's also winter and it's been so cold and the streets around here, the sidewalks hasn't snowed like this in a couple years and they are just in terrible condition. So it's like
Mm,
physically challenging to
yes.
get out right now. I gotta get out and get some fresh air.
Well, yes to all the above. And I don't know how you work from home. Like I know that it is such a perk in so many ways. And it is also like, for context, Drew graduated in 2019. She worked in an office for less than a year and then COVID happened. And then she's been remote pretty much ever since, right?
Well, no, that's not really true. I lived in New York for 3 years where I was going to the office twice a week, pretty much.
Okay. All right. Twice a week, but fine. You you had a hybrid situation. But anyways, it's just yeah, it is that social element and getting out and luckily you're
No,
on
it's
calls a
true.
lot. Luckily you're on calls a lot.
I am on calls a lot.
That's your
I think if
saving
I
grace.
was, I think if I wasn't, if I had the kind of job where I don't have a lot of meetings, it would be way harder because the other thing is I do have the option to go. It's not that there's no office. I do have the option to go in the office. If I go to the office, there's no way I'm getting myself to the gym or I'll come home and not want to cook. So I'm like, what? I need to just really try to focus on a couple things at a time.
Yes, back to that for sure. For sure. Just a
Yeah.
couple things at a time and like and it's also like if it brings you joy, like do the cooking if it brings you joy. Like don't force
Right.
it. Like for me, for example, like I was thinking about that today is like don't really I always make my dinner as you know like I'm never rarely ordering food I feel good about that. I'm always making a salad but like my dinners
Mhm.
are not cooking. It's just making a salad, microwaving rice, and adding protein like eggs or sausages that are pre-cooked, and I just have to like put them on the stove. Like I'm never making like I've never used my oven, and I've lived here for a year. Never used my oven in like any apartment I've lived in. I've never looked up a recipe. It's bad. But I'm like, okay, I already do a lot of things. You know, I have my job,
Hmm.
I have my exercise routine, I have my social life, which I'm trying to grow in New York. I have the podcast, like I have my hobbies like shopping. Just kidding. But anyways, I don't think I have the bandwidth for that right now, and that's just okay. That's just not going to be in the bandwidth right now for me.
Right.
I see that there'll be another part of my life when I like have kids and maybe I don't even know what else will shift, but like I think maybe it'll be part of my life then. So I'm just trying to give myself grace about like it's not a part of my life today.
Right.
Um, so speaking of sort of the mental health moment, I wanted to ask you how your phobias are. Let's check in on a
Mm.
couple of those. So I was watching a video of a past podcast episode we did together today where you talked about your bridge phobia. Have you had a
Mm.
height situation recently? Have you been skiing yet this year on a chairlift or anything like that?
I haven't been skiing yet. It's still I still feel nervous about that, but I will say that I part of my height thing that I maybe have barely shared because I didn't want it to become a thing was I used to fly all the time, no issues. I like love flying. It was meditative, whatever. I noticed when or last summer and the summer before when these phobias started becoming more of a thing for flying, it wasn't the fear of flying, but this fear of heights. Like I used to always love looking out the window when you're taking off and landing. Like it's so cool. And I used to like, I started freaking out when I would look out the window because I'd be like, oh my God, we're so high. And I would feel like the ground was gonna just disappear beneath me on the plane and whatever. I just went to Argentina for my honeymoon and we took multiple flights to get there. And throughout the trip, we flew around and it was totally fine. And I mean, I think it's for sure
Yay.
thanks to Prozac for that.
Oh, good point, probably.
But I'm happy about that because I haven't really had other like the bridges around here are quite close to the water, so I haven't really had much exposure therapy in the heights department. But
They're they're close to the water, like they're not that tall. Hi.
right, exactly.
Great. And driving's improved as well.
It has improved over Christmas. It was the first time I took a long drive by myself. I drove to Vermont. And it was such a weird thing because halfway through the drive, I felt like what I used to feel when driving, I would get basically have a panic attack every time I got in the car. And the come down after like you get scared and your heart beats so fast, at least for me, is that you feel like a heat in your chest almost. It's like the nerves like dispelling throughout your body in a way.
Mm.
And it was so weird because halfway through my drive, I didn't feel like I didn't have any anxious thoughts. I didn't have sense a racing heart or anything, but suddenly I felt like the heat in my chest of the come
It's
down,
so
which was
cool.
well, cool, but
Well,
also weird because it was like I wasn't feeling the physical symptoms besides that. I don't know, it was interesting.
but
But
like potentially, yeah, the medication may have been working. So like that's what I'm saying is cool.
no, for sure. Yeah, my body not reacting except for in that one way. And then I was like, whoa. So that's getting better.
Okay, well, let's talk a little bit about the podcast. What sort of guests do you think I should have on? Like, who would you like to hear from?
Um,
I really would love to have on an actress.
totally. That would be cool. Yeah,
Oh,
maybe
I have
someone,
Lane's nail salon person,
yes, which is
manicurist.
really cool. Maybe some more people in the arts would be
Mm,
interesting. I also think, and I've said this, it's not even for me so much about the type of person, but more like the direction you go, where I think you could really dig in and get even more philosophical, where it's like really helpful to get the recap of, where they're at in their career, how they got there, whatever. What's your kind of relationship like with work? What are your big dreams? Like, do you feel aligned with your work?
Totally agree. And what's so interesting about that is like when I talk to my coach Dan, who I've had on the podcast, is I'll like tell him like, oh, like I'm on TikTok or Instagram sometimes and I see these other accounts that are doing career related and it makes me like not cringe. It's more just like it's boring or it's like not interested. And I'm like, I don't want to be that. And he's like, then don't be that. Like make the
Right.
content that you want to consume. And it's so funny because what you just said is exactly why I started this and what I want out of it. And
Yeah.
I've done it a little bit for sure, depending on the guest, but I think I get nervous that the guest maybe doesn't want to go there because some people aren't in my head I think some people aren't like that, but I think the whole point is that some people aren't going to be like that and some people are, but it's like I can still ask the question. Or when
Right.
I say aren't like that, aren't willing to go there. Um,
Right.
but even if you ask the question and this is the other thing too that's so interesting about interviewing and podcasting is like you have to ask questions and without knowing where it's going to go and not knowing what they're going to say. So you might say like,
Right.
"Do you question your career path?" And they're like, "No." And you're just
Yeah.
like, "And do you ever like just wish you were doing something else?" And they're like, "No." And then it's like, "Okay, well, let's go with that. That's awesome. That's so great.
Yeah.
How did you find that piece? Did you always feel that way?" That is, I think, has been a really interesting part of this is like I have talked to people that have loved what they do for work
Yeah.
and they've always known. And like that level of knowing and that confidence and clarity is so inspiring. And I think it motivates me and inspires me to want to find that knowing and like,
Yeah.
yeah, advocate for other people to find that knowing as well. So thank you for that reminder.
I was just gonna say on that note, for example, I really liked with Rihanni's episode where I feel like you got into that a little bit, where I mean his career path has gone in so many different ways, but I think you were kind of drilling into that a little bit and he was alluding to it too, where he was giving himself the time to figure out what he does and doesn't like. And then when he had his son and he realized like family was so important to him and, having more time at home. So I feel like those kinds of interviews
Mm,
are me more interesting as a listener of like the feelings behind the journey a little bit more.
yes, so true. I had rapid fire questions, but given they're on my phone and I don't want to touch the phone because it's recording this, I can only
Uh-huh.
remember one of them. What's your go-to YouTube search?
Ooh. Often search Heather McMahon on YouTube because she does not have her video episodes on Spotify. My other search as of late is um like cozy fireplace that I put on my TV to have the fireplace with like a jazzy music playing because I'm trying another 2026 habit really get back into reading instead of going on my phone or like watching too much TV before bed. So I search like cozy fireplace vibes and sit on my couch and read my book before bed.
Um,
Yeah.
so I thought of another one. What are three adjectives of like vibes that you want to bring into February?
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Three adjectives to describe what I want to bring into February. Um, I want to bring in dedicated, dedicated to my
Okay.
routine. Um, I want to bring in energetic, really like
Ooh,
up the energy levels
yeah.
here.
Now that that
And
vitamin D is flowing into you.
yeah, except I don't think I feel any sort of difference. And I more fashionable, let's say. Want to really
Ooh,
like lean in style. But
ooh, I
another
love
thing,
that.
the energetic topic is I texted you and Lane a couple weeks ago and you were both shocked when I texted you that I was asking for like good like dancing clubs in Boston. But that's something
And what did I say?
I don't remember
Oh,
what
I said, so Drew, so for context, Lane and Lane and I lived in Boston for some time. Lane now lives in the suburbs. I live in New York, but I lived there for a while and was always kind of negative, especially on like the nightlife and like going out scene. And Drew now lives there. And so she's like, hey, and like coming from New York, where like, it's like an amazing like you can do whatever type of nightlife vibe that you're looking for. She's like, hey, what are like the best like places to go out in Boston to just like dance? And I was like Loretta's, like in Fenway, because it's like a country music bar that has like live music, like literally, or like what else did I say? Like,
No, what you said was, oh, 305 Fitness, if it's still around. I was like, I'm not talking about a workout class. And then you
but
also
on,
said, oh, this is where I took my hip hop dance classes. And I was like,
oh
that's
my
not
God.
all what I mean.
Okay, well, honestly, shout out 305 Fitness. I love that place. And I went to the one in Boston and DC. I think the one in Boston may have left, but that'll get you in a good mood. Yes, I did take a hip hop class in not that distant past, probably 2022 or 2023. Like, I don't exactly know what sparked it, but I'm good at dancing. Like, I am good at dancing, like to a beat and like whatever. Like, I know it sounds weird to say like in this context, but like I love dancing at weddings. Like, I'm always just like tearing up that dance floor. And
Mm-hmm.
you don't really get that many opportunities to dance like in life unless you're like, as you said, like going out dancing, which like I don't go out, so I don't know when that would happen, or at like a wedding. So I was like, oh,
Uh-huh.
like I'll like take a hip hop class. Like that would be so fun. So I signed up for a hip hop class for beginners in South End, Boston. And like, what do you wear? I don't even want to tell you what I wore. It's like I actually can't say it out loud. Like when I tell you I wearing my old basketball sneakers, like I actually might have been, and bicycle shorts and like a crop top. Like I literally want to cry, like even remembering that. And I go and it was literally like so bad. Like the teacher was like my age, obviously unbelievable male dancer. The people in the class, no offense, but the like farthest things from hip hop, cool, vibey. Not that I looked crazy, but like I'm 6'1". I'm in the front row. These people like can't see behind me. Like just envision, so like we're doing like all against the mirror like moves, and just you can imagine that. I'm not gonna do them. And then imagine for the second half of the class, which was an hour-long class, it felt like it was 10 hours long. We had to line up and go one by one, so like the room is a long room, and like we're on one side of the room in a line and go one by one and like do like moves the whole way through, and the whole class is like cheering you on.
Brutal. Absolutely brutal.
Safe to say. And I
Absolutely
signed up
brutal.
for a 10 class pack, and so I safe to say I canceled it immediately after. So why were you trying to find places to dance?
Oh, well, that's energy I want to bring into February because I'm also not one to go out much at all because I can't stay up late. I get so tired. But I do like to go to bars where there's like beats or remixes and whatever
Mm,
playing. The problem is I don't do super great in a crowded club environment, but I don't know, just there were a few times in New York when I would go out with shout out Elise, listen to her episode. Um, and our other roommate M, and we would go. I mean, granted, this was like after college, but we did it a couple times when we were a few years older. But like you just go to a fun bar with a disco ball that's playing great music and you're just dancing and it's so fun.
it's so
And I'm like,
fun.
I miss that. So
And
I'm
it's
trying
like
to
it's
bring
like
that vibe.
remixes. It's remixes. It's not like, oh, I want to go
It's the
salsa
remix of
dancing. It's like
no, which is
remixes.
so cool. Actually, that is something that Alex and I are gonna do on Wednesdays. Is do the salsa club. Um,
Oh wow. I would
but
not like that.
yeah, well, I think it's gonna be great. But yeah, I want to just bring in that just like fun dancing energy. And luckily, you
Yeah.
did not pull through with any of the vibes I was after, but Lane's friend understood the question and the assignment. So I have some spots.
Okay, good. Good, good, good. Well, keep us posted. We'll ask you, we'll hold you accountable. We'll have you on in a
Yeah.
month in March and say what spots did you hit and were you closing down the dance floor?
Yeah.
Okay, well, do you want to ask me mine
Oh, sure. What are three adjectives you're wanting to bring into February?
in terms of like vibes?
Yeah, sure.
Well, that's the question I asked you.
Oh, okay,
So,
yes,
this is a very, I was thinking as you were talking, I was listening, but I was, kind of brainstorming myself.
of
Um,
course.
so one, and these are very, I feel like this is a very like Libra answer, is like magnetism. Like I want to like be
Mm,
magnetic, and like that is definitely like I want to be like glowing, like magnetic, like not
mm,
like, oh, like from a vain perspective, but just like the energy of positivity and
yep,
like have people want to be around me versus like me repelling people, like get away type of thing. Just like,
yep.
just positivity, warmth, magnetism, joy. That was
Okay, that's a
quite
lot
a
of
few. That's a quite a few, but like
yeah,
glowing. That's one. And then two, I'm gonna say grace, give myself grace. I'm a little bit more
okay.
graceful with myself, a little bit more gentle,
Uh,
because like today I was practicing it. I was like, no, I've done nothing wrong today. Like it's literally, I was
yeah.
talking to my friend about this at the conference, is like I operate under the assumption that like I've done something wrong at all times. It's like
Mm,
I shouldn't say at all times, but like today, I'm just like, my self talk is just being like, you should be texting someone to hang out. You should be going to see your
mm,
friends. You should
mhm,
be going out
mhm.
for drinks, like whatever. And I'm like, literally, you're having an amazing day. Like, why are you
Right.
doing that to yourself?
Oh,
So I want to just be more graceful and just in terms of like the societal expectations. Um,
yeah.
that might just be like Bryn's expectations. Like again, like what even are
Mm,
societal expectations? Number
totally.
three, okay, energy to bring into February. What's the word for like no barriers, like unstoppable?
Okay.
Like I just want to be like nothing can stop. Like nothing, no barrier is too large for me to not overcome. Just like clear the pathway. I'm coming through.
Okay. Welcome. Love
Yeah.
that.
So
Okay, sorry, we like abruptly stopped recording. But I hope you enjoyed the episode. And quickly, I wanted to do a call to action after this episode wraps. I want you to text someone you love that you're thinking about them, or just say hello and check in with their day. Send them a smiley face, call your parent, call your grandparent, call a friend, text someone back that you've been meaning to text back, but it's just slipped your mind. Have a lovely rest of your day.